Hello, everybody.
Hi, Internet. I'm doing Internet Inception right now. And this is hilarious because the video this is going in can't hear Tammy. So everything I'm about to say tonight, you guys are in here, is just going to be completely out of context unless you watch this live before this video comes out. All right.
Nice.
I'm done
Nice.
Internet Inceptioning now.
Hey, nice. Let's see who's in here. Oh, well, see, Fowles, you were down there. Now you're up here. What a trick you performed. Hi, Duck. I have I have the merch pinned, or it should be pinned up there. It should be. Yeah, we missed the show last night. I was like exhausted. I was probably in bed before stuff got started last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trained. I went skating. Well, I went skating this morning too, but I came back yesterday and ate dinner and just like ceased to exist for a couple of hours. And all of a sudden it was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, oh, I guess I'll go to bed.
Might as well go to bed now. Yeah. Did you you was able to do some tricks yesterday? Get back to skateboarding?
Well, I got my ass handed to me yesterday, but I did some stuff today and kind of made up for it.
Nice. Are you feeling it today because you hadn't done it in a while?
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, I'm getting back into it. It's been a while. I'm sore and tired and whatever, but I also think I was feeling it today because I actually turned the camera on and there's some weird extra thing about like now I have to do it. You fucking turn the camera on, so go do it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And was it a pretty day for it? I guess it usually is in California though.
But even so, like skate weather, usually down right on the beach is like windy from the ocean breezes. And like if it's gonna rain, it's gonna be right there because the weather comes off the ocean. Like there's better and worse days for it. It was actually really clear and not windy and like a good weather day in general too.
When you go to do your skateboarding and you do the videos, do you have to like use a tripod and set up your camera? Is that how you do it?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, now, yeah.
It started at, well, it really started out with most skateboarders have a filmer who like follow films that there's all sorts of different ways to do it, but most skateboarders have a filmer.
Yeah.
But I don't. And when I started skateboarding on YouTube, I didn't even have a tripod, so I was just getting like turns out red Solo cups and or coffee cups from gas stations. You can just slip your phone in there and then it's a cup, so it sits there and your phone's heavy enough that it usually doesn't fall over.
Don't fall over, yep.
So I was just getting coffee cup clips there for a while.
And your phone won't go down too far to record, like it won't slip down inside the cup too far.
Mine didn't because it gets thinner like as it goes down. So eventually your phone is just wider than the cup. And I mean, I'm sure if you crammed it in there, it would, but if you just kind of put it like snug it in there, I don't know.
It was good enough for me. Recording. That's good. We started early around 9:30. Oh yeah, I was out Eastern yesterday. We talked about the flock cameras and WNBA. Oh, that is a whole show right there. Josh did a solo show a lot more since one of the squad members wasn't there for nearly 2 weeks straight. Yeah, he's working a lot. Eli's been really working. He hasn't been on my stuff either. So
Josh did. Okay, sorry, I was confused. I thought she was saying Josh did a solo show last night, and I was like, you just said Brock was there. How?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Um, but we haven't got to see him either. I mean, he hasn't been when he did that one with us. Which one was that? That's been a
Was that
week
the
ago.
last? I
Was
do
the
so many lives now. Was
it was
that
the yeah, it was when we were all four together last.
was that
What
Bigfoot?
was that? Was
Was
Bigfoot.
that the
That was
last one of
mine.
these? Yeah.
Yep. 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 He's been it's been a while. We haven't got to see him either. You know, he said he's been working a lot, so he's got to, he changed that job, so you know how it is when you change jobs. They want you can't miss any, because you might get fired. You got to put those hours in. So, yeah.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Job probation is whatever. I shouldn't say things that make it sound like I'm bad at having a job. I'm not bad at having a job, but job probation is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
It
because it's
never
like some,
ceases that it's like,
yeah. It can be
well,
30
like,
days to 90 days. I guess it depends on where you're working, your
well,
probation
and then
period.
you have, in theory, if you make it through your work probationary period, 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is, in
Yeah.
theory, then you have the rest of your career to get really sick and say, hey, man, sorry, I got to call out. It
Yep.
never fails that, like, day 4, I get some crazy fucking, I'm like, oh my God, dude,
Yeah.
this looks so bad.
Yeah, it
4 days
does.
in and I'm calling
Yeah.
out.
Great. Thanks. I got 4 days left in my 30-day probation, and I'm sick.
No, I mean like 4 days into the job. Like
Oh,
you're hired,
yeah.
and a couple of
Yeah.
days later, I'm super sick, and I'm like, dude, oh
And
no,
it's probably from something that you got there.
no shit,
You
right?
probably
I
got
picked up.
something there. Yeah. Brock was in the beginning of the show. Brock was towards the
Whoa,
beginning of the live. Okay, he didn't stay the whole live then, I guess.
then Brock needs to learn how to hang.
Yeah. Well, he has Stuck has long lives too, don't they?
They do though. Josh has been known to go literally all night, like
Yeah.
until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I knew he had the long ones too. Eli never reached out to me and Josh. We were so worried about him. I
He
mean, I
ain't
haven't.
gonna reach out to me either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't talked to him. I just know we just all know as a collective he started a job, and he told us then it might be a while before I get to do anything because I'm working my new job, and so we've just left him alone because we figured that's what he's plus his mom. So I don't talk to him every day. I haven't talked to him in a while. So
Yeah, Eli's got shit to do, man. I told someone that the other day. It's
mhm.
irrelevant and we don't need to bring it up here, but someone was being a fucking idiot. And I was like, man, Eli's got shit to do. Maybe don't make his
Yeah,
life harder. Like,
yeah,
stop it.
yeah. I mean, you've got to work. People have to work. They have to make a living. So and life does get in the way of YouTube. It does. And
YouTube
if
gets in
you,
the way of life when you're me.
yeah,
I'm like trying to
well,
plan around. I love how I itched my forehead through my top hat right there.
oh yeah,
It didn't work. I just out of instinct did it and
mm-hmm,
realized my
mm-hmm.
top hat was there.
Yep, yep.
I'm trying to be a good co-host and pull up our stream.
Sweet. Yeah, he's just working a lot. Um, but he knows we're always here whenever he's ready to join us. He can crash our party if we've already started. He can come on in because we always as a group we drop our link in our chat. We have our own chat, and we drop the link. And if you can join, hop up here. If you can't, we understand. We don't get wrapped around it. We're good with it. Like Cher can't be here tonight because guess what she's doing? Working.
War cry. Oh,
Is he still on Discord with you, Casey? Do you ever really
Yeah.
leave Discord? Can you leave Discord? Is there a way to leave it? I think you're just kind of
Yeah.
stuck there, aren't you?
You can leave Discord.
Can you? Okay. I've got a Discord. I don't have a Discord. I'm on
I'm
Discord, but
well
I haven't been on there in
again.
years.
This is just becoming a bash Eli hour. I love you, Eli. It's an Eli doesn't socialize thing. I'm in his
Yeah.
Discord, but he is never in there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Some people are like that though. They just don't. And when you get home, honestly, if you work a 10, 12-hour day, when you get home, this is the last thing you want to do.
no, I get
Well,
it. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Sometimes you're just busy and doing shit, and life is fucking weird. And I've taken long breaks from YouTube where I didn't do. I would occasionally post random nonsense here and there, but I don't know.
random
Sometimes you got
nonsense.
other shit to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people may not be, I don't know, on YouTube like this next week because school is starting back.
Oh yeah.
So a
I
lot of
don't
people might,
know. I think that happened here. I don't know when things are, but I think that happened here already.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's happening here this week and next, well, they're starting a little bit this week and then next week will be their full week. So
When they really start. I remember that.
mhm.
First couple of days of school, no one's doing shit.
Yeah.
Teachers aren't doing shit either. They're like, I
No.
guess, I don't know, we're here. Figure it out.
It's so funny because I told my oldest grandson, I'm like, the teachers just want to ease into it, but I mean,
Dude, they're all
what?
hungover from their summer long benders. Like,
Yeah,
they're trying to, some of them almost got pregnant. It was an iffy
yeah,
situation.
yeah. I mean, it's like some of them. Some days, it's. I told him, I'm like, I don't. They should just pull the band-aid, just just go straight into it, just because I don't think 1 or 2 days is going to make a difference when you're going to be going full swing Monday. I don't think.
No, that's fully for the teachers. Like,
Yeah,
I used to,
yeah,
my little hometown is weird. Some of these people still have careers, so I won't be
yeah,
saying any names, but like, I used to bump into my actual teachers at parties in the summer and just be like, I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's fine, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Right?
weird, but sure. So I'm sure they're legitimately like hungover the first day of
Yeah,
school. And they're saying,
yeah,
"Oh God, all right, we're watching a
yeah,
movie," and
yeah,
like,
yeah. Because they're used to sleeping to like 9 or 10 o'clock
mhm.
themselves. Maybe not all of them, but some of them probably are. Yeah,
No, I also had. It's a very small town, so like a lot of people graduate high school, go to the bare minimum amount of college you need to be a teacher, and move right back home to
yeah,
teach. So a lot of these teachers are like 5 years older than me,
hmm, yeah,
which in the grand scheme of things, they're still kids just graduating high school, figuring shit. Of course, they want
yeah,
to party with us all summer.
yeah. Now they're partying with the teachers. Now they're teaching with the teachers that they partied with.
There's a lot of that too.
Yeah,
Stop getting notifications while I'm. I don't know
yeah.
if you can hear the buzzing through my mic.
Every once in a while, but not.
It
Florida
never
already
fails.
did its past Monday, but it all depends on the city and the county you live in. Traffic is, yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's not really that bad because I live out in the country, but and we're in a very, very, very small town. But
I apparently travel at odd times. I
oh,
get caught up in the LA traffic every now and again, but 90% of the time I'm cruising. It's cool
no.
because I'm out doing shit while the normal people are at work and
Yeah,
school and
yeah,
whatever. I'm still working, but I'm like going to random places in the city to film a trick on a rail.
yeah, right, yeah. So we are talking about Dogman tonight.
Yeah, by the way, it's been 15 minutes. We're talking about Dogman.
That's right. we have to do the hello and let everybody come in, but we're going to talk about Dogman. Um, he's a cryptid, and we've been doing the Cryptic Series, so we may go back and talk about Bigfoot again, but we wanted to add Dog Man in here because he is probably way. I don't think he's talked about nearly as much as Bigfoot or some of the other cryptids, but finding history on the Dog Man is really hard. I tried to do that today, and there really is no history other than they say that the Native Americans spoke about the Dog Man, and they say that like early in the night in the early 1900s they talked about Dog Man, but there's never really like where he came from. There's never that other than the woods. I can't, how did he become Dogman? There's never, or from what I seen, there was not anything that led to that. Most of it was stories. Now there are some history channels, and I'm not going to touch those because the last time I did, I got struck and I had to stop watching it. So
The
my
real History Channel.
no, it was history something,
Oh, okay. The
but
real History Channel is a motherfucker about that.
yeah,
FYI.
yeah, this was history something, but history was in the title, and it might have been it didn't say the History Channel on it though. But anyway, they struck me, and I had to take it down during the live, and then find something else. So anything that has history in it, I try to stay away from because I don't know what it's derivative from.
It's always a gray area, and it's weird to get into the copyright. That we're all over the place in
Yeah.
this Dogman episode. It's weird to get into the like copyright or intellectual property of that. Because like, how do you? I completely just forgot where I was going with that. Whatever. Moving on. I had a point, and now I don't. Doesn't matter.
About using the History Channel, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going. With like, how, how do you justify owning history? Like, if I want to talk about, let's say, World War II, and I use some black and white History Channel footage, what do you mean I can't use that? How are you gonna just be the only one that can have that? Seems shady.
Why wouldn't you allow? Why would you be mad that somebody's playing your stuff? I wasn't editing it. I wasn't trying to cut it up and clip it. I was just playing it. So,
well, right. You would think history people would want history to be
out there,
spread, promoted for people to know it. What there's a word I'm looking for, but but then
Ronnie.
also, just how are you gonna declare like I, as the History Channel, own World War II footage? Like what? Come on now.
Yeah, you don't own that just because you.
Also, you know how hard it was to get that footage. Some guy out there who shit's just blowing up. He's got a camera and maybe like a pistol. He's like, this sucks. I should have stayed in art school.
Yeah. He actually owns it.
Yeah.
That's who actually owns it. Is
that guy deserves it too, dude. Stolen film valor. That guy went through a war to get your footage.
Yeah.
With like the 1800s cameras too. That thing was heavy. You had to wind it.
Oh my God. I got some pictures of my grandpa because my grandpa was older because I didn't get to meet him. He was like 74 when he died, and I wasn't even born. Had my mom graduate? I think he passed away the year my mom graduated high school. So my grandfather was older fellow, and he was in the war, and he took some combat pictures, and I have those. They're in black and white. They're pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they're like really they're paper thin, like they're real they're real brittle, I guess you can't handle them too much.
Yeah, old pictures like that are
Yeah,
always
yeah.
whatever they were made out of. It could be because they're old, but whatever they were made out of back then is like, yeah, real
It's almost like a
soft
piece of
almost.
paper. Yeah, so like fluffy kind of soft. It's almost
Yeah,
like
like
paper.
that, like not silk, but like fabric
Yeah,
almost.
it's yeah, they do feel weird. Yeah, I've got about I think it's like about 13 or 16 of them. They're really cool. That's right. Thanks everybody for popping in. Hit that thumbs up. That's right. We need it. We need it. So Ronnie, we're talking about Dogman tonight. I don't want you to get scared. He kind of looks like the werewolf, but I'm going to explain to you what I did find on him. So this is what he looks like, according to people that describe him that have seen him. Now, I understand. Oh crap! Now I understand that everybody, when you see something that you get scared about, like for instance, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she used to call me and tell her, "Mom, here's a spider. Come get this spider. She have a fit." I'm not scared of spiders; they don't bother me. So here I go in there to get the spider. Where's it at? Show me right here. And I'm looking for the spider that is the size of a grain of salt and is the color of the carpet. I'm like, really? You call me in here for that? So for her, this thing was probably 6 foot tall and hairy, huge. For me, it was like that's nothing. So I'm sure everybody's sightings that they how they describe Dogman is probably a lot scarier to them than it probably actually is. You know what I'm saying? They kind of maybe over exaggerate a little bit. But he supposedly is a canine creature with the torso of a man, and he has blue or amber eyes, and he has a terrifying howl. That is the description of Dogman.
See, I've always known Dogman as more of like a psychological, almost like sleep paralysis demon, like the Hat Man, or there's a dog one that's sort of a version of Dogman, or like a lot of people will see like little kids in the corner of their room, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've maybe I've heard of Dogman in the sense of like a physical werewolf once or
Mm-hmm.
twice, but I feel like it's always been more shadow creature esque.
Yeah. So,
Um,
so when you say little children in the corner, now the black-eyed children have been known to. Did you see my little? I think my thing on the black-eyed children I done. No,
yeah,
you
I'm pretty
probably
sure.
did. You? Well, sometimes they say the black-eyed children has a dog with them.
Yeah, yeah. I know what I random tidbit about my life. I have sleep paralysis and I've seen all of those motherfuckers. And yeah, sometimes it's one kid, sometimes it's a few kids, and sometimes they have a random black dog with them.
Right.
And the
Right.
dogs are the fucking creepy ones. The kids
Yeah.
seem like they're just being kids. They're just trying to figure out what's going on. That dog seems creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. They also come in. Kids will come in with the dog, and I kind of wonder if Dog Man is part of that or not. You know what I mean? Um, because this dog man that they describe is 7 to 8 foot tall with he's a canine with the torso of a man. So could he be paranormal? He could be. He could kind of be like a realm jumper, like we think maybe Bigfoot is, you know. He could come in and out of realms, or he could be the more physical actually creatures in the woods. He could be that also. And Ronnie, I'm glad you brought that up. My granddaughter watched a cartoon that we call Dogman. When I looked up Dogman, this came up first. It's a cartoon, and I think was there a comic book
I think so,
about?
yeah.
Okay, that's
Fucking
what.
speaking of Eli's the comic book guy, but I think
Right?
so, yeah.
Yeah. So that came up, and they're like, so in 1987 was the first time. They're saying 1987 was the first time attention was brought to Dogman because it was become a radio show. They talked about him on a radio show, and then people started talking about him. But when I was looking the story up, there's stories from like 1930s. So I think he's been around probably a lot longer as reporting than people ever said, because now there's stories, the stories are coming out. But like I said, I couldn't find anything that gave an origin for him. Like, where did he come from? So all
Well,
I have,
I
go ahead.
would be interested to know some of the Native American views on it,
Yeah.
because it could be a little bit of a, like, you're not supposed to say, I guess we say it all the time, so we don't really follow that rule. You're not supposed to say skinwalker. That apparently is like a gigantic no-no.
Yeah.
So is Dogman one of these things where, like,
Right.
you're not supposed to acknowledge it, and the fact that people are, the fact that we're doing this live stream is just making it more real?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Seafowls, you've seen the black eyed kids?
All the time. They're out there around. They're generally harmless.
If you don't let them in your car,
Yeah, they're
don't accept their help or don't give them help. You can't do either. You can't accept their help and you can't give them help. You can't let them in your car.
just kind of don't acknowledge them, and
Yeah.
they'll try to mad dog you, but like, fuck off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm gonna bring this video up. This is let me bring it up. This is, and I've watched this channel quite a bit. I don't think he would strike us. He has a lot of stuff like this on his channel, and I've watched other stuff that he has um made, other cryptic stuff. So I thought watching him would be, I didn't put him in the comments in the description. I probably should have. I forgot to do that.
Shout out to What Lurks Beneath.
What lurks?
Looks like it's a big channel. You can Google it and it'll.
Yeah, it is a big channel. Yeah. And he talks about a lot of stuff, different cryptics and stuff. You can look it up, different stories and stuff. But I thought this one might be interesting. It's not really long, but I thought we'd watch it. This is different stories of Dogman. So if there's anybody in chat that has any questions while this is playing, we can go over the questions in a little bit and see. There is a movie. Now that I look down at my notes, The Beast of Bray Road. Have you heard that? Have you heard that movie?
I don't think I saw it, but I heard of it. It sounds familiar. Yeah.
It's kind of based on Dogman.
Okay.
The Beast of Bray Road.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I remember it being some sort of like Is it an actual canine creature or is it just like a beast
Well,
thing?
they
An
say
animal?
they say it's a canine creature. That was one of the things I was trying to find. Like, what is the description of him? And
No,
like,
I'm
where
saying the thing in the movie. Was that supposed to have been an actual dog thing or was that a
I think it was.
okay.
From what I seen, it was. It was supposed to be a dog. Hi, Eve.
Hey Eve, good to see you.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. There's
Oh, I'm old and fat. I hope people like my skateboarding tomorrow because, like, I'm not even being funny. I know I'm a funny guy a lot, but, like, seriously, my ass is sore. I really hope this video is worth it.
I hope you get lots and lots of views. Have you put it out? You haven't put it out yet.
No, that's why I'm YouTube inceptioning throughout the show. I'm going to put
Okay.
some clips in here and
Okay.
I'm going to link this in my video. So hopefully if people catch my video and didn't see this, maybe they'll come back and watch this.
I was gonna say we could drop the link in here, but you haven't made it yet. It would be hard to drop a link you haven't made yet.
No, yeah, I'm going to YouTube inception through this and then do a little outro thing probably after the show. And then it'll take me all of 15 minutes to put that into the end of the video. And then it'll be up, I don't know,
Sweet.
probably, tomorrow morning.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't get the notification. I put it out like 7:15, I think, 7:20. I made it public for everybody to see. I think YouTube does that on purpose.
I don't know. Mine came in.
Why have a notification thing if you're not gonna notify people?
Because YouTube, it's the same problem with Adobe. Adobe has become the bane of everyone's existence if they're trying to do things like we do, because when they update it, they don't go in and like fix the code or get rid of old code.
Yeah.
They just patch shit. So it's just code on top of code on top of code on top of code. So like the notification thing works kind of, except it doesn't because it's getting 900 different inputs to try to figure out what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because someone's too lazy to go delete old code.
It's kind of like those codes. You remember when you used to get the remotes and you'd have to put a code into your TV for that remote to work?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for every time they do that, the TV remembers it and then they never go in and clear out the thing. And then eventually their TV data storage is full.
Yeah.
Except
and
it's
won't
YouTube.
recognize any. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're good. You're fine, Eve. You're fine. It's okay. You can be late. It is okay.
No,
We just
you
been
can
talking.
never be late.
Right? Whew. Okay. Let me make it over here. Where's my video at? Here. So, this is what lurks beneath. And I'll stop it. Y'all just let me know if you want to say anything or you have any questions, and I'll stop it. Or if you get scared, Ronnie.
Middle of nowhere, Nebraska, when he hears it. Something massive moving through their campsite. This isn't a raccoon. This isn't even a bear. Whatever's out there is walking on two legs. 3 different states, 4 separate accounts, all describing the exact same thing. The government calls these reports misidentified wildlife. But when you see the footage captured by different witnesses, you'll realize we're dealing with something else entirely, something that's been watching us all along. On the evening of April 14th, 2019.
Now that makes you scared to death. Hey, I'm going out in the woods. Well, now Bigfoot's watching me. Apparently Dogman is watching me. So, oh my God.
That's fine.
That's fine. I get my notifications, but I have to look at my notifications to see what. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
most of the time, things in the woods just watch.
Right.
And that also includes like bobcats bobcats are kind of pussies, but like mountain lions and actual predators, most of the time they'll just look at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep their distance because they don't want to encounter with, most of them don't want to encounter with you anyway.
Not worth it to them. They could just go get a bobcat or a deer
Yeah.
or a rabbit or anything else, and it'll be way easier.
Yeah. Anything else. And they probably already ate. So they're probably just observing you to make sure you don't find their little hidey hole.
Yeah, things look at you in the woods. It's cool.
Yeah, that's right. It's their woods. I mean, you are in their space.
Yeah, I'd look at you if you walked in my house.
Right. Right.
John and two friends were at an overnight camping trip in a remote corner of Nebraska. They'd driven out to this spot specifically because it was known for having some pretty good fishing, and they were planning on spending a few days just relaxing by the water, catching fish, and enjoying being away from civilization. The three friends had set up their individual tents in a small clearing about 50 yards away from the lake and had spent most of that first day fishing and hanging around their campfire. So by the time night fell, they were all pretty tired from the long drive and their day of activities, so they decided to turn in relatively early. Each of them crawled into their own tent, zipped up, and settled in for a peaceful night's sleep.
Right.
But around 1 a.m, John was suddenly jolted awake by this strange noise. It sounded like something was moving around their campsite. And at first, he was kind of groggy and disoriented, but as he lay there listening, he could tell that whatever was out there was big, and I mean really big. The way it was moving through their camp and knocking things around, stepping on stuff, this wasn't just a raccoon or a possum.
So your first thing you think is a bear, because bears love to come in camps and get your food. And
Yeah, especially when hippies cook delicious spaghetti. I gotta give them credit. It was fucking great spaghetti. Hippies cook spaghetti on top of a mountain and then pass out and forget to put it away. And then you wake up and there's fucking bears.
yeah, because they smoked a little earth before they lay down.
And before and while cooking the spaghetti, yes.
Yeah, before, after, during.
That's just good. Yeah, I mean that's what they do. But
Yeah.
that was a weird breakfast. Everyone in the camp is
Yeah.
just waking up. We're like making coffee, getting breakfast together.
Yeah.
And Duke, the dog, is just freaking the fuck out. And everyone's like, "Shut up, Duke! It's too
Yeah.
early for your bullshit. Fucking stop it!" And then Jeremy looks up. He's like, "Oh my god, that's a fucking bear." Okay. He just
Yeah.
yelled and chased it off, and everything was
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, that happens.
Smelled your cooking. Mhm.
That was fucking good spaghetti. I mean, they had the right idea. Bears wanted the good shit, and it was in fact good shit.
Yeah, that's right. They're like, "Can't we have some?"
No, you're scaring the children. I'm sorry.
That's right.
It had to be something of substantial size. He's laying there in his sleeping bag, and he's just thinking that this has got to be a bear. I mean, northern Nebraska has bears, and they're out in the middle of nowhere. They're near water, and they've been fishing all day, right? Those are perfect circumstances to draw on a bear. But even as he's convincing himself of this, he's starting to feel really uneasy because the sounds that he's hearing, these grunting, growling noises, don't quite match any bear he's ever heard, or any other animal for that matter. Pretty soon, the noises are loud enough that they wake up the other two friends in their tents too. And so now all three of them are lying in their separate shelters, wide awake, listening to this
not me.
large
I'd be in the
animal
tent with
shuffling
somebody
around their
else.
campsite. And of course, they're all thinking the same thing, right? It's got to be a bear, but there's just things that aren't adding up. This goes on for like 20
I would be in the tent with somebody. Hi, Claudia.
Hello,
See you later,
Claudia.
Duck. Thank you for coming in.
Have a good night, Doc. I
Yeah,
mean, ideally, yeah, it's nice to share a tent with someone, but I've been lone tent quite a
Mhm.
bit in my life, and I don't know. It is sketchy when you hear something outside, but like, what's another person gonna do? You're both stuck in the same tent.
I don't know. I don't know, but there used to be a show on TV called Terror in the Woods. I remember that. It was about people who experienced scary things. I remember
Like
that.
my childhood. That's just what I just went out of the woods. Weird shit happened, and I was like, I guess I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I remember that Terror in the Woods. Yep. And I'm sure a lot of it was embellished, because they're making a show or a.
I'm sure I was also afraid of squirrels a lot. I'm sure the big scary branch breaking was a fucking squirrel doing something. I was like, it's demons.
Read the book Hidden Pictures is a creepy book as well. Okay.
All right,
Hidden
I'm into that.
I like creepy.
30 minutes, and then suddenly it just stops entirely and they can't hear any more sounds. And so John quietly gets up, slowly unzips his tent, and he pokes his head around to get a look. But it's so dark that he can't see anything. But he can't hear where this large animal has gone either. But it looks like the coast is clear. So he climbs out of his tent and quickly goes over to where his friends are sleeping, and he just kind of gently taps the side of the tent to get their attention. And he whispers to them that he thinks whatever it was has moved on, but that they should all get up and stay awake for a while just in case. He just doesn't feel great about it. His friends all agree, so all three of them climb out of their tents and gather around the campfire, which by now is pretty much just glowing embers. So the first thing they decide to do is to add more wood to the fire to get it started again, and they figure having a big fire going will help keep whatever it is out there at a distance. And once that's done, they then sat around the fire and discussed what they had heard. And even as they reassured each other, they were still pretty spooked. And after sitting out there for a while, they start getting drowsy and getting ready to head back to sleep. And suddenly, from off to the left, there's this incredible noise. And I'm talking extremely loud, like a massive tree falling over. All three of them spin around toward the sound, but they can't see a thing beyond the light of the fire. And all three of them hear movement in the brush, maybe 30 or 40 feet away from them. And suddenly they hear this deep, angry growl coming from the darkness. Whatever it came from was intentionally keeping away from the light of the fire, like it didn't want to be seen. All three of them realized that the animal that this growl came out of did not sound at all like a bear. It was so much deeper and throatier. And so completely petrified by this, one of the friends runs back into his tent, grabs his handgun. I mean, he wasn't messing around.
Finally.
It was a welcome sight by all. They realized pretty quickly that they would need a lot more than a measly 9mm.
That took way too long. As soon as homie stopped hearing the stuff and went to crawl out of his tent, my brain went, hey, well, but where's your gun? And then he like knocks on his neighbor's tent, and then they all get up, and then they're sitting by the fire. And the whole time I was waiting for, and then we grabbed the gun. No, it wasn't until it came back and growled at you.
How scared were you when you come out of the tent that you wouldn't have already been protecting yourself 100%?
That's part of the way you feel a little bit safer when you're in a tent alone in the woods and you hear rustling. At least you have that.
Even if you shot it in the air, sometimes that would just scare it away.
Right. At least you have something. Even if I don't hit it, it's going to be... Even if whatever is outside of my tent is being kind of loud, you're in the dead quiet of the woods, and then there's just a gunshot, it's going to be startled.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Crazy.
To survive, because from not far away comes a long howling noise. But this one is much...
Well, here's my thing. If you only took a 9mm, and I get it, because you're taking all your camping gear, and a 9mm is small, but it's heavy.
Unacceptable. No one should be using. You know what? No, because if I say this and people hear, then the inner city is going to get worse. No one should be using 9mm at all for certain reasons, but just you know what? Gang members, keep using 9mm. It's fine. Have fun.
But it's not a woods weapon.
And you're not gonna stop a bear.
No, you're gonna make him mad.
You can hit a bear in the dome piece with a 9mm, and yeah, he's gonna be pissed off at you. Now you're for sure being mauled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Not even shooting it in the air would scare him off. You need a shotgun. Okay, you need a big gun.
If a bear is gonna charge, you're not gonna scare it off.
No,
the way you scare off a bear is you see it and it doesn't see you yet, and you pop a shot, and then the bear's like, "Ah, shit." If the bear knows you're there and it's decided to like lock on, you're not gonna. You might as well just aim.
Yeah, and I can't imagine this is tall as a bear. If a bear stood up, he would be as tall as this 7 to 8 foot dog man. So you're still facing something that's as tall as a bear, taller or tall as a bear.
Oh yeah,
standing up.
Yeah, bears absolutely get. Some bears are like 12, 14 feet tall.
Yeah,
that's a big bear, but they can be that tall.
Yeah, they're huge, and this thing is 7 to 8 foot, and now a bear at least gets that.
And speaking of what will stop a bear and what won't, and also random hippie stories I have with the people of the woods I grew up with, a lady we call Mountain Nana has a bear skull with a 45 hole right between its eyes because she was out in the yard doing something one day, and this bear decided it was going to charge at Mountain Nana, and she said she just held it until she could basically see its eyes and got it and just dropped it, and everybody was like, dude, you're so lucky that actually made it through.
Mm-hmm.
Bear skulls are hard to get through.
Yeah.
More powerful than any normal howl. Thinking quickly, they start immediately building up their fire even more and just throwing as much wood on they can to just get it big and bright and roaring. And they grab their powered lanterns and they turn them all on, placing them strategically around the perimeter of the camp just to try and create this dome of light. Not only do they want to stay safe in the light, but they want to be able to get enough light cast out that they can see whatever this thing is. It does decide to come any closer. But despite all the light that they've created, their stalker doesn't seem discouraged. They could still hear it moving around out there, just circling back and forth. And sometimes it would be on one side, and then moments later, they'd hear it on the complete opposite side without...
I was going to say, it could have been a cat. A cat would stalk you like that, but it also wouldn't be loud.
Yeah, they're very quiet. I wouldn't be in a tent unless I absolutely had to, like, if we had a right.
I love being in tents in the woods. My favorite.
I'm reading a lot of creepy books and watching creepy movies. The Dogman looks like the film Winnie the Pooh, Blood and the Honey. Oh,
classic cinematography. I love it because I'm into that kind of shit, but it's like a D grade budget horror movie about Winnie the Pooh, but he's like kind of a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But not Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, it's like Winnie the Pooh, but like if Winnie the Pooh was really into ICP. It has nothing to do with that, but it's just like, I don't know, horror.
Or he had an evil twin.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be him. Yep.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh from the alternate universe where everybody is evil.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Ever hearing it go around. It was clearly stalking them and testing their defenses, maybe waiting for the right opportunity. Realizing this, John and his unarmed friend grab some thick tree limbs to use as clubs. They then form a small circle around their fire with their backs to it so they could be ready in case they were to be ambushed. This entire time, they don't see any movement or anything in the dark. Toby, One of the friends, who's holding a large branch, suddenly freezes as he's looking off to his right. Now, John immediately notices and asks if he's okay, but Toby doesn't answer right away. And John realizes that whatever Toby is looking at is now just beyond the reach of the fire. And a moment later, Toby finally seems to snap out of it, and he turns to his friends and just tells them there's something right there. But he's struggling because his voice is shaky and he's very scared. He tells what he thinks it might be, but none of his friends have a clue what on earth he's talking about. It was very obvious he was struggling to find the words to describe what he saw. However, none of them believed what he suggested. But Toby was incredibly insistent and was like, guys, I know what it is we're dealing with here. It's the only thing that...
Did Toby and his friends potentially partake in some substances on their camping trip?
It does not give us that information.
Because that happens a lot. I've seen some people get hammered in the woods and swear they saw some shit. And I was like, bro, you didn't know where you were last night. Shut the fuck up.
You saw some stuff, okay, right?
But yeah, I'm sure you did, buddy.
It wasn't in this realm right here. It doesn't say whether they had any alcoholic substances or other.
Not that discredits anything. I mean,
no,
creatures in the woods don't care if you're drunk, but just was there anything going on that maybe would have led them to hear some shit in the woods?
Right.
That makes sense. And as soon as he said this, he realized that the thing off to his right wasn't there anymore. And then came the grunting sounds and the growling and the howling, still extremely close by. And in fact, John later recounted that these sounds were so strange that it kind of sounded like whatever this animal was trying to communicate with them. But by this point, all of them were feeling pretty grim about the situation because they had no idea what animal they were up against. They had never dealt with something like this before. And the only thing they could do was keep their backs to the fire and keep their perimeter defended. After this continued on for about another 10 minutes, this animal began to get closer to the firelight, enough to where John could actually start to see it. One of John's friends saw this and started going into a full-blown panic. He immediately fired a shot into the ground near where this thing was standing. And as soon as that happened, this animal...
Now he's made him mad.
Right. Maybe if you're not going to shoot it, don't shoot at it.
Now, maybe it was coming up to be friendly.
Yeah, that... Dogs, well... Arguably, dogs, when they were wolves, approached us because they were trying to be friendly.
Yeah.
That, or we just stole them. Somebody figured out how to leash a wolf and was like, got it.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe it was just curious.
Right. Like, it could have been just rummaging through shit to figure out what was going. But I like how in the beginning they were exaggerating, like, it definitely wasn't a raccoon. No, but what if it just has raccoon characteristics? It was just rummaging through shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What if it just wants some food or water or whatever?
What if it's not Dogman? What if it's Raccoon Man?
That's right. And it
Which
could
is
have
very
been
unfortunate because you can't abbreviate that because you can't say you're Southern. You can get away with it.
Get away with what?
What do you guys call raccoons down there?
Raccoons.
Has even the South done away with calling them coons?
No, they go coon hunting around here all the time.
Okay, there you go.
Yep, they go coon hunting around here all the time.
Also a very racist thing to say, but that's still a thing in the South.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know in Japan they called them raccoon dogs.
Raccoon dogs?
Yeah, I'm like, really? That's what y'all call them?
I thought that was a breed of dog.
That's what they call them in Japan, raccoon dogs. I'm like, okay. I would see you calling it a cat quicker than I could see you calling it a dog.
Yeah, that's... Huh.
Yeah.
All right, Japan. You know what? Whatever. Japan gets a pass on a lot of things because
'Cause
They
I
saw the
didn't even
sun
know they
twice.
had them. I was surprised that they even had them.
Yeah, they have. I think they have like normal raccoons, like everybody
Yeah.
has, but they also have the red panda thing. That's
I
like
know. It's
it's a
so
raccoon, but
cute.
it's red, and it's like almost a lemur too. It's got like a real
Mhm.
long tail. Yeah, those things are
Those are
cool.
so cute. They have deer too.
Yeah, I
That's
know there's a
weird.
park somewhere. I'm sure it's in like Tokyo or one of the real touristy areas, but there's a park in Japan where there's just like a local herd of deer that
Mhm.
that nobody hunts them because they're in the middle of the city and they don't have any predators and whatever. So they just like hang out at this park. You can walk
Yeah.
up and feed them biscuits and shit.
That's pretty
And they're just
cool.
like the local pet deer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. When I was in Hawaii seeing my daughter, you know, what's the movie? The cartoon. What was the cartoon? It's just
Johnny Tsunami.
no, the about the little girl. I can't even think of it right now. But it was about Hawaii. And
Moana.
yeah, I think that's it. And that she had the little chicken, the little pet
I've never
chicken
seen
on
the
there.
movie. I don't know. I'm guessing.
And I always thought, well, why is that chicken and that, with her? I mean, it's cartoon. It's like it's okay, it's fine. But when I went to Hawaii and visited my daughter, their chickens just roam
Yeah.
around.
They
They
just
just parking lots,
they just hang out.
businesses. Yeah, they just nest wherever they want to nest. Yeah.
Well, they just rogue chickens got away from their coop and they're on an island, so they're not going
Yeah,
anywhere. So
yeah,
like
they're everywhere. When you pull
there's
up in the parking lot.
the
Yeah.
same thing. There's a tiny population off of I forget which key, but it's one of the keys off Florida. There's like 5 or 6 deer there that just kind of hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's kind of cool when I know there's a place, I'm pretty sure it's in the UK. And it's just donkeys or just the town walking through the town. They just let
That sounds like such an England thing.
them just loose walking through the town. It was really cool to see it. Yeah.
Jumped backwards into the dark, and John and his friends could hear it kind of scurrying away, and they could hear it crashing through the underbrush and it moving away from them. But it only lasted a few seconds because then all the sounds stopped. It was evident right then and there that this retreat wasn't an escape attempt. It was still out there and waiting for the right opportunity to come back. They weighed their options and kicked the idea around of leaving right then and there, but the idea that this unknown predator could be very close frightened them. With very limited light, it would be like walking into a death trap. And they realized their best course of action would just be to keep an eye out, make it through the night, and once they had daylight on their side and they could see, then they would leave. So of course, it's no surprise that sleep did not come, but they took all the proper precautions. They kept their fire built up as high as they possibly could, their guns at the ready, and sure enough, whatever animal this was came back and continued prowling around. And sometimes when they listened really closely, they could hear it coming so close that they could hear its breathing, like it was watching their every movement, just waiting for the right moment to strike. In what felt like a night of living hell.
Yeah. What else is it supposed to do but be suspicious of you?
I'm going to say this right now. If you shoot at me, I'm at least going to follow you around and do weird shit and freak you out.
Right. Yeah.
That's like the nicest thing I could do.
And the creature knew that he had the advantage of the woods and it could hide and everything. So it had the intelligence to know I can hide here and you won't ever know I'm here. He could probably be in a tree and they would not know it.
That also seems like such a dog. Like, you know how
To
you can
stalk
tell
you?
when your dog's mad at you?
They stalk you.
Well, they get mad at you, and then they like have an agenda. They'll like
Yeah.
do shit purposely. My
Yeah.
Not my most recent, but one of my ex-girlfriends had this border collie dog that was really cool, and me and this dog were actually friends, but we were also constantly fighting for attention because like all of a sudden I came in and now mommy's got this new thing around and she's not paying attention to the dog. And so this dog would get mad at me and we'd be laying in bed and the dog would jump up and just like stomp on my stomach on purpose to make me move.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dogs will get mad at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Kicked you right out. Tried to kick you right out of the bed.
But yeah. And it was like she would get up, look at me, think about it, and then like kick me in the stomach, like, ow.
Yeah, Manny. He's like, see, that's my mama. That's funny.
And to be fair, I think she was like 6 or 7 at that point, and
Oh,
I had been there a couple of months. So to be fair, like, yeah.
Yeah. She was the OG there, wasn't she?
But point being, that is, if we're gonna lean into the dog man theory here, I feel like a dog is more likely than a lot of other creatures to hold a grudge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cats would too, because cats they get mad, but cats are more like, you're here for me and to take care of me, and you do what I want when I want you to do it. Like, don't pet me when you want to pet me. When I come over and I'm at your feet, then that's when I want you to pet me. I don't want you to just come over and pet me. Don't invade my space. So cats are kind of like, don't piss them off.
You're also not gonna hear a cat's breathing, and it's probably not gonna come. It's just gonna wait out in the woods until you have to pee and walk out into the woods, and it's gonna yank you.
Yeah, or be in a tree waiting to jump on top of you.
Either way.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Dawn finally came. Now, with the sun shining brightly, there were no strange noises or sounds or any evidence that this large animal was nearby, but they didn't take time to thoroughly investigate. They used it as an opportunity to get the heck out of Dodge. The animal that John and his 2 friends saw was most certainly not a bear. At least, it didn't look like it. What they described was a very large bipedal wolf, 7 to 7.5 feet tall,
scary.
Covered in white and gray fur, complete with a pair of pointed ears and reflecting yellowish eyes. It was evident that this clearly wasn't.
So you see that thing, try to get back there. His arms are long. Look at his arms. Or paws, whatever you want to call them. And they
are, yeah. They would go down.
Look at his hand. They look like hands. They don't look like
It does have thumbs.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I can see where they say the torso, right? The male torso. I can kind of see that. But I don't see, like, the only thing that makes me think of a man, like a man, is that it is kind of like got the muscles of the torso, like, you know what I mean? But and the hands.
Yeah, but dogs they don't really have like pecs or abs, but they have definition on them. If you like, this sounds bad, but if you run them hard enough and like work them out hard enough, dogs will build muscle too.
Yeah. We have a stray cat that hangs around our house since it was a kitten. I'm afraid of cats, but I did just recently start feeding it. I bought a food and water dish for it. Oh, I have some stray ones too. We call them our barn cats. And a couple of them won't come up. They'll like come. One of them just now let me start petting her, but the male cats that are out there, they won't come near me, but they'll sit in the middle of the yard and watch me fill the bowls up so they can come eat. They'll
Uh-huh.
do that. But there are barn cats, so they stay outside. But there's one that she's really friendly, and when our dog, my husband brings the dog out to do chores, that cat runs the dog off the porch. I mean, she gets like violent and runs him. He's like, "Okay, dude, I don't want you clawing my face up. You can have the porch." It's funny. They look
Yeah,
like the hands, not paws. Yep.
yeah, they do look really weird.
Yeah.
That's 100% a thumb. I can't really see the other hand too well, but that one is absolutely a thumb.
Well, let me go over here and take this off for a minute. Now, can you see it better now? Not really.
Not really, no.
No. But it's okay. So I don't know a lot about like photoshopping and stuff. I mean, sometimes you can look at stuff and say that I know that somebody's done something with that. Sometimes it's obvious. But would you say this looks like it's real? Like, do you think, I mean, the eye shine makes me think that it's something real because I don't think you can put eye shine in photoshopping, can you?
I mean, you could. If
Yeah.
this would be pretty difficult to pull off. And the way
Yeah.
it doesn't look, it looks like it's standing there. It doesn't look like
Yeah.
something put in that picture. It looks like it's in that picture.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
And it looks older. The quality of the picture itself looks older than like advanced Photoshop.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would be really, if this is a Photoshop thing, this is really good.
Yeah. Because his tail even kind of fades into the
And you can
grass.
see all of the well, it looks like there might only be 4 fingers, but you can see the defined of the fingers and like almost you can almost see where the fur would be moving, if that makes sense. You can
Yeah.
almost see
Yep.
like the
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Let me go over here. I can't see the chat or anything, but I'm going to go over here. Does that look better? Do y'all see it? Is it bigger now? I can't tell. It's big on my screen, bigger now on my screen, but I can't tell. Is it bigger on y'all's?
I think it got bigger.
Okay. I was going to see if that helped you, but see, it's blurry right here. So you really can't. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. And over here, it looks like 1, 2, 3, and then a pinky right here. So I mean, at least they had the not scared enough to think to take a picture, right? I mean, I don't know
Right.
that I would be, I would probably be really scared and not think grab a damn picture, but that's
So I mean,
pretty.
unless this is what am I trying? Unless this is not the same camping trip, and this is like caught on someone's trail cam or something.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I'm assuming that is the picture they took because he's showing it.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes for the sake of making the video you use. But this guy got a better picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks real to me.
It's
It could be
convincing.
real. No, not really. You don't think it's real, Eve? Maybe Dogman thought the campers were taking something from them. That's what made him think of my cat story. Yeah, he could have been, because I think he was curious the first time, and then they shot at him. I mean,
Well, right. It also could have been the shooting at him.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see if he says this is specifically from that
yellowish eyes. It was evident that this clearly wasn't someone in a costume. The incredible muscle mass of this animal was like that of a bodybuilder. The arms hung past down the knees and had what appeared to be actual hands with fingers, each one ending in long, black, curved claws. Not paws, but actual hands with fingers. And your eyes naturally go down, right, of the torso. They could see that, like a canine, its torso tapered down at its waist, and even the back legs were hawk-jointed like a dog's. Now, when Toby tried to explain to John and their other friend what he was pretty sure this was, he believed they had encountered a dogman. But unfortunately, what they really encountered that night will remain a mystery. Similarly, years ago, another camper had an equally terrifying experience. On the night of February 2nd, 2004, a man named Michael Lacoma was camping near Fresno alone. He found a nice little spot in the wilderness to set up, but at some point during the night when everything was quiet, he began hearing strange noises right up the slope behind his tent. The sounds were similar to something like rummaging around, but it was very close to his camp. Michael decided to investigate. He grabbed his camera and stepped outside and scanned the ridge, but instantly he saw it. And from where he could tell, it almost looked like a dog, except it was way too large, so that didn't make any sense. The video he captured may be brief, but if it's genuine footage, it is completely terrifying. Unfortunately, he shot this video with a hairdryer, but hey, it was filmed in 2004. Whatever Michael captured on camera seems to show a dark figure coming
I'm trying to see where it's
down the
at.
slope, and it's clearly bounding back and forth. Now, Fresno is a long
Well,
way
could
from
you
Nebraska,
not leave
but
it there
the
long enough
point
for us
still
to see it?
stands that if
Yeah, what the
something
fuck
like
is
this
this?
can exist in
There it is, right there.
California, then there's no reason it couldn't exist in a less densely
Oh.
populated state like Nebraska. 12 years later,
Do you see that?
Yeah, but why would it be hopping around like that?
Wow, that was kind of creepy.
There's Dogman, not Kangaroo Man. The fuck is happening?
Let's go back a little bit. It took me a second to get my eyes on it, but then when I did, I was like, what?
but the point still stands that if something like this can exist
There
in
he is.
California, then there's no reason it couldn't exist in a less densely populated state like Nebraska. 12 years later, in
Wow. That's kind of creepy. If this is not real, someone has what? Yeah, and you know who's going to be lumbering down the hill like that in a suit in Fresno, California? I
Well-
mean, I don't know what the temperature is
well-
in February, but I mean,
Especially anywhere in California. But I mean, people who want to film something to get, I guess back in the day, it would probably be for like a movie or something. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. I could see people faking. I don't want to say faking this. I could see people doing this for like a movie or something. But the way it was hopping around was, again, would be pretty hard to fake. But also, I don't know what was that.
and it's coming downhill, and its leaps are pretty far apart. So because he was kind of like stretching and doing it, if it was a human, they wouldn't be able to clear that much feet at a time. You know what I'm saying? Watch how far he jumps.
the video he captured may be brief, but if it's genuine footage, it is completely terrifying. Unfortunately, he shot this video with a hairdryer, but hey, it was filmed in 2004. Whatever Michael captured on camera
He's up
seems
there,
to
now
show a
watch
dark
him.
figure coming down the slope, and it's clearly bounding back and forth. Now, Fresno is a long way from Nebraska, but the point still stands that if something like this can exist in California, then there's
how
no
long he's
reason it couldn't
hopping?
exist in a less densely populated state like Nebraska. 12 years later, in the
Those are pretty good leaps to be a person, I would think.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a dog man
Nuh-uh.
either. I don't know why it would be hopping. I see what it is. I just don't understand why it would be doing that.
To me, it looks more like something Bigfoot would do.
Yeah, almost monkey-ish or like
Yeah.
I feel like a dog. Dogs are all right at navigating downhill. I've seen plenty of dogs go downhill without having to hop.
But I guess if he's bipedal
Well, I'm sure
and he's got those
it's kind
long
of
arms.
like bears are bipedal, but they
Yeah.
walk around on all fours a lot.
But apparently Dogman does not
Yeah,
walk
I don't know
around
about
on
that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either, but I
Telling
could
me
see him being able to use he's got long arms, kind of like a monkey does. So I could see him hopping like that. His arms would come in very handy. His long arms would.
are
But it
you
doesn't look Dogman to me.
are you trying to tell me that Dogman only stays upright and he never goes doggy style? Come on now. That makes no sense.
I
What are we
can't
doing here?
imagine. I can't imagine he don't go doggy style sometime.
I don't.
cannot. I can't. I can't.
The footage is
You got me there.
well. These people are claiming he's only bipedal, right? You fucking
Yeah, right.
telling
Right.
me.
Yep.
You people haven't thought about this hard enough,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or I'm thinking about it too hard.
Well,
Cher keeps leaving me and Tammy alone, and this keeps happening.
yeah, she does, and we act out because she leaves us alone.
I act out in general. I don't do well with free time or authority or yeah.
I want to know what happened 12 years later, right? Let's see.
Early morning hours of October 5th, 2016, two brothers named Charlie and Michael were waiting for the school bus to arrive in Douglas County, Nebraska. Because of the time of year, it wasn't quite morning yet. It was still pretty dark out. But for these two, the bus stop was only like 3 blocks away from their house, so this was very routine for them. Mike, the older brother, was lost in thought about a test that he had that day when he noticed that something was out of place. His younger brother was usually a lot more talkative in the mornings, basically just yapping his ear off, but today he was unusually silent. And so when Mike looked over to see what was wrong, because he could sense there was something wrong with Charlie, his brother appeared physically shaken by something, and he was just nonstop staring down the street into what little light was cresting above the horizon. So Mike looked at Charlie for a second, very confused, and he reached out and shook Charlie's shoulder, being like, "What's wrong, dude? Like, what's the issue?" Almost out of panic, Charlie shushed him, but never took his eyes off the horizon, what Michael thought he was staring at. This was obviously very strange, and now Mike was a little freaked out by this, and so he turned to look in the same direction his brother was, trying to figure out what the heck he was looking at, and when he looked, he didn't see anything. So he's like, okay, my brother's either playing a trick on me or something, but right as he's getting ready to turn to face his brother and call him out for pulling a prank, he sees movement about 100 yards down the road, right at the edge of the tree line where there are streetlights. He's still very confused as to why his brother's acting paranoid about a deer over here. And so he starts to focus on the spot, and he's squinting to try and make out what kind of deer it is. And he's convinced it's probably a big, large buck or something. But as Mike continued to watch, he started to see more and more movement, and he realized that what they were watching was not a deer. Whatever animal this was actually on 2 legs and was very large. And within about 2 seconds, this animal sprints across the road and then quickly vanishes between 2 houses on the opposite side. Just like that, it's gone. And both brothers were just completely terrified by what they saw. They didn't really say anything to each other. I mean, what was there to say? They just kept scanning the darkness, hoping that whatever it was did not come toward them, even though the bus would only be there in a few moments. As soon as the bus showed up and the door swung open, they both practically flew in and took their seats faster than any of their friends had ever seen. They were clearly spooked, but they didn't really want to talk about it. And the entire time, Both brothers were just staring out the window intently. They were convinced that this thing was going to come and attack the bus, or at least follow them to the school. The brother who would later retell this account was thoroughly convinced that based on what they both saw, it had to have been a dogman. The account was eventually submitted to the North American Dogman Project, where hundreds of other eyewitnesses have submitted their own accounts, recordings, and photos. Fast forward 4 years later. In 2020, at the very southern tip of
You notice Nebraska has a lot of these sightings.
Yeah, apparently he's local to Nebraska, I guess.
I guess.
Doesn't see. Is there more woodsy area in Nebraska than I think there is?
I don't know. Are y'all a friendly bunch and allow other to join and share their own? Sure. We are a friendly bunch.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, just drop it in the chat. Drop in the chat what you'd like to share. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. I love hearing other people's experiences. Yep. I don't know, because every story he's told us now, some of the stories I looked up were from Michigan. There was a lot from Michigan. There was some from North Carolina in the Appalachians. There is some from, where else do I have it written down? Texas. Texas has some. So, oh, no, I don't have open panels. No, I have never had a open panel on here before. Usually it's just the same group. We come up and we do lives and we talk. We all have our own channel. And we usually don't have open panel. I've never had an open panel. I think Sharon Casey, have y'all had an open panel before?
Yeah, it's 50-50. It's
Yeah.
always iffy on that one. Sometimes it goes okay. Sometimes it's a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not completely opposed to it, but if we're like actually trying to do something and stay on track and talk about something,
Yeah.
usually open panels don't go that way.
Yeah. 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 If we had like a night where we were just, that's what it was, you know, letting everybody talk about, come up and tell your story, that would be something good for that.
Yeah, Sharon and I have talked about
Yeah.
either that or like a phone. I think Cher has a Google number or something we're working on getting so people can call in, or
Yeah.
we're kind of working on that over at the Funhouse, or at least a version of that.
Yeah. Like a phone in thing, so you can phone in and talk. You don't have to come up on panel, but you can call in and talk. I live in Appalachian Hills myself, and I'm afraid my stories would be too long to use through chat. But thanks for responding. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Hang out and maybe keep an eye on what we're doing, and we might have an open panel someday. I don't know. We could.
Yep. Yep. We don't mind you putting it all in chat if you want to. You may not want to type that out, but yeah.
Of Texas, down by the Mexico border, in a place called San Benito,
a man
named Ruben and his friend were out fishing for alligator gar. And you know how it is when you're out there fishing. I mean, sure, you want to catch some fish, but you're also there for the experience, right? The chance to catch up with a friend, or just to get
the alcohol. Oh, you're there for the experience. The alcohol. Oh, wait. Yeah, the experience. Trying to drink some beers and pretend I'm fishing.
Yeah. They might really be fishing first and then drink the beers.
They're doing it wrong.
Some peace and quiet in nature. And so Reuben and his friend are chatting away. Their lines were already cast into the water, and they both noticed something on the opposite shoreline. Whatever it was seemed so strange that Reuben was like, you know what? I better document this. So he pulled out his phone and starts recording. And strangely, he captures something. Now, it looks like a large dog, but then we can see this thing stand up on two legs, and you
Now
can
that
hear
looks
how
like a
amazed
friendly
both Reuben
dog.
and his friend are.
That
You
was
can't
fucking.
you can't make that dog man. You can't make
That
him.
was Chat GPT. That was bullshit.
You can't make him look like Dogman because he's too. Those dogs are friendly. You can't do that.
Not sure what to do with the footage, Reuben eventually sent this to the website True Horror Stories of Texas, and it's some of the shakiest video you'll ever see,
Oh,
thanks to the
great.
rough water and heavy wind. The camera doesn't even pan over to the figure until about 45 seconds in, and once it does, it's tough to keep it in frame. What's interesting is you can hear how the witnesses think it's just a dog at first, and you can hear their amazement when it stands up. So whatever it shows, it's either a human being or something else. Whether or not we're seeing a cryptid here or it's just something more explainable is up to you to decide. But for now, the mystery remains. Around March of 2020, a 15-year-old
that? I
girl
didn't see
named
shit.
Sherry was getting
I
everything.
didn't see anything. Did you see it?
No. I don't think that was anything. I think you're lying to us, sir.
I didn't see crap. I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, if you're going to record, if you're out in the water like that and you're going to record, at least have some type of stabilization on your phone because who wants to watch? I mean, who's going to see that?
Well, to be fair, the same video that I was talking about that I'm working on, I took footage of me skating up to the beach. I don't remember if I put the footage of me skating around or not, but either way, when I have to kick and like push my skateboard, it's really shaky.
Yeah.
So like I get it. Sometimes your camera's shaky, but that I didn't even see anything. They said something stood up. I didn't see anything move.
I know. I'm fixing to go back over there and see.
And you can hear their amazement when it's
So I tried to stop it to see if I could just see anything. I don't even see like a creature over there.
stands up. So whatever
Unless that's it right there, but
shows, it's either a human being or something else. Whether or not we're seeing a cryptid here or it's just
dude.
I don't see anything.
something more explainable is up.
See, I keep letting it move and I still don't see anything standing up. There's something right there, but I don't.
I think that's like a dock or a down tree, or I
Yeah.
don't think that's a thing. I mean,
I don't
it's a
either.
thing,
Decide.
obviously, but
So I still don't see anything standing up. All along here.
But for now, the mystery remains. Around
It sure
March
does,
of
'cause I didn't
2020,
see
a
anything.
15-year-old girl named Sherry was getting everything prepared for what would be her perfect spring break adventure. At the time, she lived with her family in Omaha, Nebraska. Despite dealing with some very severe insomnia and anxiety, she spent a lot of her time outdoors and would often go hunting and hiking. A few weeks before this,
15?
her two best friends, Holly, who was 16, and Todd, who was 15, suggested that they go on a week-long backpacking trip in the Nebraska National Forest. She wanted to make sure she had everything she needed because this was going to be a big deal. The three of them had actually been hiking together for years and knew each other very well. And there was just that innate trust there, so they felt very comfortable surviving out in the wilderness alone for a whole week at a time. On the morning they were supposed to leave, Holly picked up Sherry and Todd in her car because she had just gotten her license, and they began to drive and head out to the Nebraska National Forest. The entire way there, they went over all the things they were going to do.
I'm pretty
trails
sure
they
that's
were going to go up
B-roll
and down
from
in
Washington.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure that B-roll is from Washington State. I'm almost positive I've driven on that road before.
It looks familiar to you.
They were saying it's supposed to be in Nebraska or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of in the middle of the pass when you're going from it would be Spokane to Seattle, but east to west, there's either a strip of road that looks just like that or that's it.
Mm-hmm. And this is just me. But my 15-year-old daughter wouldn't be going camping for a week with friends.
I mean, I did that when I was 15. I can't really.
She would not.
I lived
I
in the
didn't hear
woods
any
for like,
amazement either. I didn't hear anything in that
yeah,
video.
he described all this shit and none of it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Know what that was.
Yeah.
Explore and just how much fun this was going to be. They were still very young, so it was very exciting. But because they lived several hours away, they didn't arrive at the trailhead until later in the afternoon. But this wasn't an issue. Their plan was to initially hike about 5 or so miles, then set up camp before it got too dark. They all three pulled out their packs and gear from the back and made sure they had everything they needed before heading off into the forest. They could not have chosen a better day to do this either. The weather was perfect. You know, that nice 75 degrees with a slight breeze, and it was just very peaceful. You know, how hikes are supposed to be. After a few hours, they had already made it 5 miles down the trail. Now was the time that they decided to find a little clearing off the trail where they could set up camp. They didn't pack super heavy though. They only brought a 2-person tent and a hammock. The original plan was that Sherry and her friend would share the tent.
A 2-person tent. You know, 2-person tents are small. They are small for two.
You can fit quite a few people in a 2-person tent.
Okay. They are small for anybody but hippies.
What do you mean? How much room do you need in a tent?
Well, I need where I can turn over. At least.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I had a tent. I think I don't even know where this thing came from. I had a tent that I think was an old military tent, possibly, but it was literally just, I think there was 9 sticks. It was like 3 up, 3 over, and 3 back down. And it was literally just like a aluminum stick A-frame that you put basically like a canvas triangle over.
Yeah.
And it was like enough to put yourself and a sleeping bag in and have cover from the rain and shit.
It's like a lean-to.
Kind of. And I still had like 4 or 5 people in that motherfucker a couple of times. You can fit a lot of people in a small tent.
Right. It's kind of like, how many clowns can you fit in a clown car?
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that was a clown thing, huh? That is just like, how many clowns can you fit in the clown car?
It is.
How many hippies can you fit in the small tent? And we have a name for it. It's called a cuddle puddle. Son of a bitch. You're right. Everything I do just involves what sounds like orgies, but it's not.
Oh my God.
Slept with a tarp over some stick. I did that. That was my favorite tent. That thing was great. It was small. It was lightweight. I could travel with it. Thing was perfect.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, hippies are like gypsies.
I mean, yeah, or literally the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you sleep in the caravans, you know. So.
I've slept just outside. It's a nice night. It's not that cold. Fucking whatever. Put a blanket down right here. Sleep.
Yeah.
I will say tents
it looks
are
like a house and it's big. It also has a front screen and porch on it. Yeah, I've seen those tents that are that big. Yeah.
Annoying. See my friend. Okay. I have friends from Colorado that used to, well, I guess they still do, but we used to go to a concert at this place called the Gorge every year. And the Gorge is like a It's like the Red Rocks Amphitheater, but it's in Washington, and it's called the Gorge, and it's really cool. But anyway, you either get a hotel like an hour and a half away from the actual venue, or you're camping out there. And I would show up with my little sticks and tarps tent. And everyone's like, man, fucking Casey's so stupid with his little tent. Fucking blah, 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 blah. And then I'd watch all these idiots with their fucking house tents be struggling with it for 2.5 hours trying to figure out how to put it up. And I'm like, mine was 4 sticks and some clips, asshole. Mine's up.
Yours was done. You were ready.
Now if I wanted.
You had done half a day's work by the time they got there.
I'm chilling. Yeah, I could go to bed whenever I wanted. Boom, bed set up. Also, why vans are very convenient. You just throw a bed in the back of your van, you just park, bed set up.
Yeah. Yep. And vans are a little bit safer than tents.
Well, you can lock a van. You can lock a tent, but you got to get a little ingenuity going on.
Yeah. Honey, and nice and comfortable. Yeah. That's the kind of tent I would like. The one that takes you 2 freaking hours to put up. Because I probably wouldn't be putting it up.
Stupid and pointless and annoying.
And since they were both girls, and Todd would sleep in the hammock. While they were setting everything up, Sherry began to get really anxious over her insomnia. She knew that if she was in the tent with her friend, well, she'd probably keep her awake all night just from her constant tossing and turning. And since Sherry was a good friend, she didn't really want to keep her up on the very first night of their trip.
Well, then why do you think about that?
She's
when
like,
you
look,
camping?
What if you and Todd sleep in the tent and I take the hammock? And, Todd was like, are you sure? Is that really something you want to do? The hammock isn't going to be very comfortable, but she was insistent.
I am not sleeping in a hammock. I'm not. When we go with our friends camping, I'm like, I'm not sleeping in a hammock. Because our friend, they like to hang the hammock up between the 2 trees, and sleep like that. And I'm like, no, what if a raccoon comes down the tree or something and crawls in the hammock with you? No, that's not. Or a snake falls out of the tree no. No.
Well, I mean, then you got a little raccoon buddy to hang out with for a little while, and then you make a friend, and maybe you get to pet him a little bit, and then he'll go on his way. I've also slept in lots of hammocks, and it's great. I love it.
They do too. They like sleeping. I'm like, nope. Right? Why would she? I would have made him. I would have just been quiet and laid there. But why are you going to go camping if you don't sleep good? And take a 2-man tent and you're going to keep your friend up.
I always sleep. I don't sleep good either. I always sleep better when I'm camping.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand.
Like the hammock will be a great chance for me to get some fresh air and, I could rock back and forth. It's fine. Because they were running out of daylight after they got everything set up, they got a roaring fire and dinner was cooked. And from there, they just kind of sat around talking and really enjoying the first night of their camping trip together. In fact, they were having such a good time that before they knew it, it was already 2:00 in the morning. They were so amped up from the day that they weren't really that exhausted, but they realized that at this point, they should probably try and get some sleep because they had a long day of hiking planned. It didn't take long for Holly and Todd to pass out in the tent. And of course, there is Sherry tucked away in the hammock between the 2 trees, and her brain is just going crazy, right? She's wired. She's thinking, oh crap, I gotta be up in the morning. We have a long day tomorrow. What's going on? Come on, brain, just shut down. After laying there thinking that for a while, she's like, well, okay, what if I just lay here and I just look up at the stars and maybe enjoy the swaying back and forth? Maybe that'll relax me. So she did that for about 10 or so minutes, but that wasn't working. So she's like, you know what? If I'm going to be awake, I might as well be productive. Very carefully and quietly, she gets out of the hammock, goes over to the fire. She's like, well, maybe I should build it up a little more and kind of just, keep it going. She throws a couple of logs on just to kind of keep it low and slow. And she kind of just stood there for a moment, really enjoying the warmth. She's trying to do everything she can to help tire her brain out and just put her body into sleep mode. She decides that she needs to go back over to the hammock to lay down once and for all, and she is going to go to sleep no matter what. So as she's climbing back in, she notices something. The night around her has gone completely silent, and she can feel her anxiety welling up again, like her body's reacting to something wrong. And so she starts to get more and more paranoid because out of all the times she's been in the forest before, you guys know there's always some kind of ambient noise. So to not have anything is just really strange and unsettling. As these thoughts are running through her mind, she hears this strange sound like something dragging against the side of the tent. It's not quick and rushed. It's very slow and deliberate, like something running along the fabric. Now, as she's listening very closely, she realizes that it's not soft, that whatever's raking across the tent is hard. And so she calls out.
She hears, she's not close enough to the tent to see it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, she's outside, huh?
Yeah.
So she's outside and she's hit. Okay, you know what? I don't think she heard claws on the tent. Isn't there two girls that are friends and a dude out there? And one girl is in the hammock and another girl is in the tent with a dude. And now you're hearing scratching from the tent. I don't think this is a Dogman story. I think that lady heard her friends doing it and she got scared.
Hi, Reverend Wolf. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, hit the like button. Thank you. I mean, dang. I'm like, I don't think you're like, okay, so if you're camping and you're setting up your hammock, you're going to set it up within shot of everybody else. You're going to be close enough to everybody else that you can see them. So how could she hear it and not see it?
I mean, it's dark.
That close. I guess
it's dark. If we assume the campfire went out or was like smoldering and not like there's no flames left, I can give you the benefit of the doubt on not being able to see it, but I don't think that's what you were hearing.
To her friends asking if they're awake. She's convinced they're playing a prank on her or there's something seriously wrong. And when there was no response from the tent, she realized that her gut instincts were right. It took nearly all of her to keep from going into a full-blown panic. The dragging sounds had stopped, and she thought that maybe she had just imagined it. But no sooner had she thought that when something hard jabbed the bottom of her hammock. And immediately, her whole body tenses, her hand darts out toward her headlamp, which is hanging on the side of the hammock. And she grabs it, clicks it on, and when she does that, when that beam of light shoots out into the dark, she sees this large, hairy person standing over her, freakishly tall, like 8 or so feet, and is clearly standing on 2 legs, staring down at her. In the light of her headlamp, she could see that this thing's eyes are red and that the features of the face are both wolf and human.
That's a fucking dog. Someone told their dog sit pretty. That's a dog.
Oh, it's not even a Belgian Malinois. His face is black.
Right, like... You caught your dog mid, you know when dogs do that thing where they hop up because they're excited? That's all that is.
Yeah.
Got pointed ears like they've been damaged or twisted in these massive gnarled teeth and claws. This thing looked like a killing machine. Naturally, she just starts screaming as loud as she can. She is completely terrified. And when she does this animal also makes a noise that kind of somewhere between a scream and a howl. And it's so loud and visceral that Sherry was convinced that she would pass out from the fear alone. Now, off to her left, she hears Todd and them start screaming, "What the heck is that?" And so she looks over and sees that both of them are now out of the tent, still half asleep, but are clearly scared from the spectacle that's happening right outside. In response to this animal jumps straight up into the tree, grabs right up above Sherry's hammock, and with crazy agility starts climbing limb after limb, pulling itself further up.
Didn't I just say that they can climb trees?
I mean, the
I
first
said that
picture we
earlier.
saw that was believable, they had hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would have just screamed. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you have screamed, or would you get that thing where you're so scared you can't even,
Yeah.
like, your throat stops?
Yeah. It paralyzes you, kind of like you can't scream. Mm.
The trunk into the canopy, and in seconds, she's able to see more details about its appearance.
Oh. Well, that looks like a little bear.
It's a bear cub. It's like clearly a
And she
black
saw
bear
that it
cub.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, don't it? Oh.
had gray silverish
Or
fur.
a little baby wolf. Wild dog.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks more like a bear though.
It does look like a bear. Because they can stand up by people.
And then it had this
And
kind of
they can climb trees.
Right.
black mane that ran along this weird hump between its shoulders and its back. They're all three screaming, and so Sherry jumps up, she doesn't have her shoes on, and all three of them run as fast as they can back toward the trail. Now keep in mind that they're like 4 to 5 miles away from their vehicle, so this isn't just a quick, brisk walk back to the car. But they're so overcome with fear and adrenaline and the will to survive that they don't care. They can hear noises in the branches above them, and although they're not sure if that thing was following them, they're convinced it's hunting them. Through a feat of adrenaline and fear, they managed to make it all the way back to their vehicle, and it's unclear if they had a light with them. I assume they did, but they obviously left and drove all the way back to Omaha right then and there. Even though they were beyond exhausted from this ordeal, they were so amped up on adrenaline that they had to contact
the woods.
Yeah, they left all their, I was just fixing to say, they left all their stuff in the woods.
Over a clear black bear cub. Black bears aren't even, like, maybe don't fuck with a bear at all because like it's a bear, but if you bump into one, you kind of want it to be a black bear. They're generally a little cooler.
Yeah. And if it was a baby, it wouldn't have.
Babies are legitimately, like, it's terrifying because you know the mom's around and mom will fuck you up, but the babies will like come up to you and like want to hang out. Baby black bears are cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She probably would have had a little friend by the time they woke up. She would have had a new friend.
Yeah, the only part that's scary about a baby black bear cub rolling up on you is mom's around somewhere, and mom will fuck you up.
Yeah, she will. People do that every day around the house. Imagine every time you see a spider. I was talking about the spider earlier. Right. I was talking about that earlier. That's the story I told earlier. Yeah. No. But they left all their crap. They left a tent, their hammock. Did they leave the fire burning? I mean, that's dangerous.
I would imagine if they just ran off like that. Yeah.
You can't leave that out in the woods. You'll burn the woods down. That's how fires get started out there.
Pack it in, pack it out, assholes.
That's right.
Even if there is a dog man, which the first story was believable. This one's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I think
these kids, mind you, weren't these teenagers?
Yeah.
These kids saw a fucking bear cub in the woods and didn't know what it was and ran back home.
Yeah, I think it's a bear cub.
The authorities about what they saw and experienced. And then they realized, well, we can't really tell them what we saw. We just need to say that we had an emergency. I mean, we have to get our equipment back. Neither of them really wanted to go back and do it. So the next day, they got a hold of a park ranger and they explained to them where they were at, the exact coordinates and what they were doing. And they just explained that they had an emergency in the middle of the night and had to abandon everything. If this ranger could go and retrieve their belongings, well, that'd be great. The ranger on the other end was basically like, yeah.
Wait a minute. You're going to ask a park ranger or a forest ranger, whatever he rangers over, to take time out of his time to collect your crap.
Well, yeah.
That you took out there and left.
Yeah, because I need my expensive fucking 19-room mansion in the woods house back.
Well, why
Because
don't
if you
you?
would have had, but if they would have had a tent made of like 9 sticks and a tarp, you want to know how fast I could take that shit down too?
Right.
Faster
Right.
than I could put it up.
Right.
So, like, I can get my tent down and run away from the dog man.
But they could have went back during the day and they would have been perfectly fine.
Well, he's still out there. It's scary.
And well, they might have been perfectly fine, but their tents and stuff might have been tore up.
Yeah, who
That's my
knows? At
point.
that point, even if it
Yeah.
wasn't the thing that was stalking around their fire,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, what if like a raccoon or some sort of other woodland creature just happens upon it and rummages through their shit?
Tears all their stuff up. Yeah. They left all their stuff behind because of the fear there was nothing would make them stay. Right. And they were going to stay a week. Their
I
original
don't.
plan was staying a week. They didn't
Was
stay
it
all
though,
night.
or was
Yeah.
this teenagers just looking for
Well,
an excuse to go do it in the woods? Because that's
Well,
kind of
they said they were going to stay a week, but
yeah. Sure, you
yeah.
were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure, no problem. He took down the location, told them that they would go check it out. And as it turns out, they actually got a call back from this ranger later that day, and he was very upset. And after going to the exact coordinates given, there was nothing there. In fact, there was no sign that anyone had ever camped there. He went off on them, saying that these kids were lying and trying to make up a story for attention. It's something that Sherry hopes she never sees again. The following encounter was filmed by...
Okay.
Yeah, a homeless man stole your shit. That's what happened.
So Dogman packed up all your crap and kept it.
No, it was a homeless man, and now
Yeah.
he's big chilling. Now he's got the fancy shit.
Yeah.
That
And
was
now,
if I would have come across if a bunch of dumbass teenagers got scared and left all their shit in the woods, and I came across, I would absolutely take it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do they think that?
The dog man needs a tent and human that fucking nightlights and shit. Yeah, exactly. Revered. It's a hobo's wet dream to just come upon a campsite like that. Dude, there was probably food. There's probably like soap and supplies and shit. Like, yeah, when you're homeless, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. We were camping on a riverbed one evening and spirits started manifesting around the fire. My friend was so afraid they jammed the tent into the car in one swipe and drove off, right?
I mean, that's always an option too. You don't have to take it down. You can just cram it in your car and run.
That's right.
You might fuck up your tent, but like,
yeah, right. Yeah. But at least you collected your stuff.
A woman who's also a researcher and live streamer. Months ago, she decided to
Live
explore a new
streamer.
undisclosed location, a dense patch of woods known for its strange sounds. Initially, her plan was just to stay the night, but she ended up capturing some very disturbing footage during her stream. On the evening of September 25th, she had driven her SUV up this old logging trail to explore somewhere new. She
Nope.
quickly set up a small camp, cooked some food just to kind of get some scent in the
yeah, I
air,
don't
Oh,
believe
yeah.
you.
played
just
some
draw
animal
'em in.
calls from her speaker, hoping
Just draw them in, right?
Well,
that she
Go ahead.
first of all, you're not doing anything new if you're following a logging trail because, like, obviously people have been there. That's where the logging trail came from.
Yeah.
They're making it sound like they're so deep out in the remote woods. If you're on a logging road, you're still on a road, man. That ain't in the
Right.
woods.
Right.
would get some activity, or at least a response of some kind. And for the first hour or so, she didn't get anything. And it seemed like this was just going to be a dead-end investigation. But not too long later, the woods started to come alive. And this is when she decided to start the live stream and explain to her viewers what was going on. She started walking down a narrow path that led deeper into the woods. The only light she really had was her flashlight. And then she spots something. This set of eyes. What's weird is that they're relatively low to the ground, but they reflect the light with this bright yellow orange. And oddly,
That's not weird.
the placement doesn't match up.
Bitch, that's a fox.
It looks like it's sticking out of the ground, like whatever this is buried up to its chest. This went on for a little bit, and then it kind of just blinked out.
What?
Wanting to continue the investigation, she kept walking. The only light she really had was her flashlight. And then she spots something. This set of eyes.
Those look close together. Like really close
That's
together.
a fox. That's absolutely a fox.
Those eyes are really close and they look small.
Yeah, like a fox. Because I've seen the eye shine on a fox, and it's that.
Weird is that they're relatively low to the ground, but they reflect the light
Foxes
with this
usually
bright
are.
yellow orange.
I mean, maybe not, but that looks like a fox.
But it's small, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I mean-
foxes are small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless this is part of it.
And oddly, the placement doesn't match up. It looks like it's sticking out of the ground, like whatever this is buried up to its chest. This went on for a little bit, and then it kind of just
Since
blinked
when
out.
does
Wanting to continue the
eye
investigation.
shine being low to the ground mean that something is buried up to its chest?
Hmm.
Are we doing pirate rules? Does Dogman obey pirate rules? Is that what's happening?
Well, when you're stuck out in the woods and you're creeped yourself out, then it probably does look like it's coming out of the ground.
I
Or maybe
guess.
start this way. Yeah. It does look like a small animal. I think it
Yeah.
looks like a small animal.
People of the internet, just Google fox eye shine at night or something. I swear to God, it's that same. You're going to see something about that high off the ground. Foxes have pretty big eyes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
She kept walking, but her senses were on very high alert at this point. I mean, she was convinced that there was a figure off in the forest just
Possum, maybe?
Now here it looks bigger now. Because you can kind of see this over here. And that looks like a nose.
Okay,
now-
yeah.
Now it's looking bigger. Maybe ears right here.
I can kind of. That still looks like
Nose right there.
a fox, though.
Let's see.
out of reach of the light.
It's
I try
not
to
out
keep-
of.
It does kind of look like it's
It's not out of reach of the light when it's in the light currently, as you're saying that, Mr. Guy.
correct.
It's
During
kinda
this
not how
time,
that
she
works.
continued hearing
But the face looks like it has no hair on it. Looks smooth right there.
No, that's why I said possum.
Yeah.
strange noises like growling and like something big was circling her.
Well, a possum will hiss at you.
Yeah, possums are dickheads.
They will hiss. They will hiss.
She continued about 50 yards down the trail where her flashlight illuminated
She went past this thing that was in the ground.
I guess.
Didn't he just say she continued?
Yeah.
circling her. She continued about 50 yards down the trail where her flashlight illuminated a large thicket of tangled roots and branches at the base of a large tree. That's when she
Wow.
came across this massive figure that looked canine. Through the
Not
massive
big.
branches, she could make
Hmm?
It's not big. That's what she said. Oh, but like they keep talking about this massive, towering, 9-foot tall dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's even if that thing is bigger than it looks on the ground. It doesn't look 9 foot tall.
No, unless it's in a hole in the ground, a deep one.
Like a fox would be.
Yeah, right.
Make out a very distinct shape and powerful shoulders. It had a canine muzzle and what appeared to be pointed ears. The most terrifying thing, though, was not just the eyes, but how, after it was spotted, it slowly crouched down without breaking eye contact. She watched for maybe only 15 or so seconds, but she could see as it swayed slightly back and forth.
Well, why didn't she get in her vehicle and leave and not worry about what it was? Maybe a coyote? It could be.
Possibly.
Coyotes, though, just kind of come out. But they keep their distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, coyotes are real skittish. If there's a coyote close to you, it's probably hurt or sick.
Yeah, I mean, they normally run the other way.
Coyotes don't like people. Coyotes don't like anything because everything is trying to kill them, but
right.
They don't like people.
No.
And then, as soon as it disappeared from view, she heard a low growl from her left. And that can only mean one thing. It wasn't alone. After realizing that this thing had lured her back here to distract her, she was about to be flanked on both sides. Now, could this footage be faked? Absolutely. I don't think that this is hoaxed with AI for several reasons. First is that AI is terrible at generating low quality live stream looking footage because it's trained on high quality footage and it just can't do it well at all. Secondly is the entire sequence of her coming up to the base of the tree.
Huh? What did you say?
He made the same point I made earlier when we were looking at the first one, and I said it'd be really hard to Photoshop this. He just made the same point that in 2026 day and age, AI is going to have a harder time with grainy footage like that because it's so used to good 4K 2026 quality video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't see exactly revered. I still don't see a dog man. I see a fucking fox probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see Dogman either unless, I mean, I'd have to see more of it to know what it is.
And staying steady on this large figure before it ever crouches down is way longer than what AI can typically do. Something about this tells me that this isn't exactly a hoax. Unfortunately, all I can do is just present you with the information, but you have to come to your own conclusions. If real, whatever being she encountered this night remains a mystery. And because you guys have made it to the end of the video, I want you to all comment down below, doggone it, so that way I know who made it to the end and who didn't. And if you guys enjoy storytelling like this, where we deep dive into strange cases of the mysterious and supernatural, what are you waiting for? Smack that like and subscribe.
Smack it.
Smack the like and subscribe for here and for here. But I'm going to go to that channel and not comment doggone it. I'm going to go comment dog shit because that dude is a bullshit artist. What are you... You made that entire video and you showed one photo of what could potentially maybe be a dog man, and then the rest of it was just like campfire stories with weird shaky footage of nothing.
Right.
I'm down to watch footage and play conspiracy theories and stuff, but like that was approximately 15 minutes of videos of random fields.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna pull some cards. We're just gonna, for fun. We're just gonna see if Dogman is real or fake or nothing. He's just a legend.
I mean, I believe it. I just don't think any of that was credible evidence fucking at all. That was clickbait as shit.
Yeah. The dire wolf is real.
Well, they just remade that, right?
He is huge. The dire wolf is.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't what's it called? There's a company using DNA splicing technology to try to bring back. They already have dire wolves, I'm pretty sure, and their end goal is to start bringing back like woolly mammoths and like a bunch of.
We're not prepared for them to bring them creatures back.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a good idea at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying their end goal is through weird DNA splicing that I don't understand. What's happening is someone wants Jurassic Park, but their cover for it is that if we can bring megafauna back into like the Siberian Arctic, they'll essentially the mammoths will crush all the trees and bushes and shit that will then make the frost and the permafrost in the ground harder and theoretically reverse global warming. But what it really is some guy wants fucking Jurassic Park and they just figured out how to do wolves first.
The videos looked real to me. I think the videos were real. I just don't know that, like the one coming down I don't know, what was that, a mount? There wasn't a mountain that was coming down that was jumping. The thing that was jumping, that could have been Dogman because he was using his arms, but he moved so fast and it was so blurry you couldn't tell what that was. I believe that is a real video. I just don't know what that was.
Yeah, I'm not questioning the videos. I'm saying the video we just watched, that dude's whole thing was like, oh, look at all this crazy evidence of Dogman and all this wild footage that these people got. And then it was one photo that looked kind of convincing. The video Tammy's talking about where he was like jumping down the mountain or whatever. And then the rest of the video was just like fields and a fox probably.
Yeah, because I couldn't see that one where they were fishing. I never saw that. I stopped the video several times. I never saw it. For example, there was a human monkey hybrid created called Oliver. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about Oliver. I also heard it went incredibly poorly. I heard that was kind of a almost mad science like it didn't go very well. I don't think Oliver was around for very long.
Yeah. Genetic cloning where they have complete library of extinct DNA. I hadn't thought about the breeding, but you have a good point. Yep. They let him live. This footage on YouTube. Huh.
That's what they're going to tell you. I can't wait for this edit. I have so many out of context, random, and I'm not putting them in order either. I'm just going to put me saying shit, and then people are going to have to tune into this live to figure out what happened. Right. They did say publicly that he died, but also they are going to try to tell you he lived because, unfortunately, and this is something I've kind of had a gripe about lately. I keep finding myself fucking ranting about this, but unfortunately, conspiracy theories are becoming so I don't know, popular or trendy, or fucking everybody thinks they have a conspiracy. So now it's easy for the people who actually want to distract you to just pump random shit out there. And then people are like, oh, it's got to be real because it's a conspiracy. Because everybody just thinks every conspiracy is real now, which a lot of them have been proven right, but like not everything is a conspiracy. Exactly, yeah. There's a difference between the conspiracy and a theory about a conspiracy. Exactly. You do watch this kind of stuff, Eve. You literally watch this podcast every time we do it. What do you mean you don't watch this kind of stuff? I'm stalling while my co-host is shuffling. Can you tell?
Right. So there is something to Dogman. So he's not totally like a legend or a made up thing. Because the Page of Swords is here. So this is kind of like having half the information. So it's like people go camping and they take these pictures and they give you half the information, or they get half the information. So that's kind of like them jumping up and leaving, and they really don't know what was at camp. They just know something was there. So they only have half the information. So it seems that's what you're getting with a lot of people, is they're giving you either, I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose. I'm not saying they're leaving stuff out, but like when they get scared or something, they don't remember half of it, or they really don't know what they saw, but they saw something, so they're going to go with what they think it looked like, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like with the Knight of Pentacles here, it's just kind of like everybody's like that. Like all the information coming out is slow and it's steady and it's going along the same lines. It's dependable. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Everybody describes it the same. Everybody says they make the same noise. So that's what that Knight is here for. The Death card is like changes. So like if they actually found out the truth, there would be a lot of changes. Like, so if he was they actually got credible pictures, it would make a big difference. It would change a lot of things. Like for him, it would change a lot of things for the creature, because then they're going to want to trap him, and just
It would
try to figure out what he is and how he got here and why he's so big and those things, why he's made like he's made. Because with the Empress here, he does really well. Like he has what he needs to survive. So it's not like he can't find food, and he can't hide, and he can't survive. So he pretty much can stay where he needs to be. He does observe us a lot, I feel like, in the woods. I feel like he does observe people a lot. And I feel like he's getting closer, like for some reason, um, like he's getting closer to towns, like either because trees are not like they're clearing more land or land is being taken by fires and stuff. So it seems like he's encroaching on us more. That's why it seems like there's more
Well, it almost goes back to what I was
sighting.
saying about knowing, like, the way I've always known of Dogman was a more shadow creature, shadow realm type thing. Um, but if it were one of these, I don't know if you want to call it an entity, if it were a situation where more attention makes it more powerful, it
Mm-hmm.
would kind of make sense that it's coming around more or it's
Yeah,
getting closer.
yeah, yeah. So I think authorities know more about him. That's what the emperor would be here. This is an authority figure, like a CEO of a company or somebody that gives authority. It could even be a legal person or it could be the government um, in that capacity. So I do think they know more about him than they would than they're telling us. So they've got some ideas about him, I think, or what he might be. Kind of like collecting DNA and stuff, because we don't know when they go out in the woods and collect stuff and do surveillance. We
Oh,
don't
they
know that
find
kind
shit
of stuff.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So they're just holding back on revealing stuff. That's the sun, which is mean things revealed. Um, so I just feel like they could probably tell us more about would he be like man like. I don't think the DNA is going to show you a man's DNA, but I think it's going to show you. I mean, I do think his fingers are long. I mean, I think he has finger like hands and not paws. And I think it's because of how he's built. Like he needs those big hands and long fingers because of how he's built. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, if you're, I know some dogs can actually do it, but you ever seen a dog try to walk on two legs?
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
it's constantly like trying to grab on to things around it to
yeah,
keep it upright. And like, yeah, I feel like it would need very useful hands if it had
yeah,
dog paw feet.
yeah. But the feet in the first picture looked long and slender. So
Well,
I can kind of see,
Scooby Doo feet.
yeah, I can kind of see him being built that way because he would need to be built that way.
Well, yeah, if you put a
Yeah,
dog horizontal or horizontal, dogs are horizontal. If you put a
yeah,
dog vertical,
right.
yeah, ideally they would need like
Yeah,
bigger feet to support, to the same reason humans have weird shaped feet.
yeah, yeah. And I think with the hermit here, this is kind of like he goes in and out. So sometimes you won't see or hear anything when people are camping. Like you'll hear people say, "Oh, I go out in the woods all the time and I never see anything or hear anything." And then you'll hear those people that go out and they see weird and strange things, right? For whatever reason they do. So I kind of feel like it with him, you're going to hear stories and then not hear stories. There's going to be like periods of time where you're not going to hear anything about him.
Hmm.
And then he's going to pick up again. That's what I think the hermit is kind of there for. And he does come out at night. I feel like nighttime is his time to be out. So I don't think you would, if you were in the woods during the day, I don't think you would see him. But there is a wolf-like creature that is that I feel like really do feel like he does exist on a certain level. I don't feel like everybody sees him like that one picture looked like a bear cub. It really did look like a bear cub. And I
No,
think
that's straight up what that was.
yeah. And I think some people see him and they just think, they get all these things in their head about Bigfoot and Dogman and whatever else they see out there, and so I think there is something creature like out there like that. I don't know, photos can contort it sometimes, make it look, the fingers look longer than they really are. But I do think there is something out there, and I do think the government knows more.
I would imagine. I assume the government knows, maybe not everything, but I assume they know a lot of what's out there.
Right. And I think they just choose not to tell us a lot of it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Well, no one lost their mind over aliens, but everyone already kind of knew aliens existed.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the government started talking about like interdimensional shadow demons and like for example, the sleep paralysis demon that I talked about, where everybody's seen the Hat Man? Can you imagine if the government came out and was like, by the way, that's fucking real.
Yeah.
We've been telling you it was a psychological tick or whatever, so nobody freaks out, but like that's real.
Yeah. And I don't see him as paranormal, like kind of like in the realms like Bigfoot is in. I don't see him there. I actually see him as an earthbound creature.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess there's not really a lot of information out there, so it makes this hard, but
yeah,
possibly.
Yeah. And that's why I've been looking like all day, and I'm like, all I'm getting is stories. And I just wanted like a history, like, hey, how did he get started? Where was his origin from? And there really is no origin from. There was just like there were sightings in I think it was 23, and the Native Americans talked about him. So I may try to find I so feel like the skinwalker and this creature kind of meet. Like he is a dog man, but I kind of feel like he could be the catalyst for a skinwalker.
Almost like what, like the way a skinwalker would take over whatever, according to the lore, they can kind of take the form of whatever they kill.
Right.
Like that, except for it's only a dog.
Right.
Interesting.
That's why you can see sometime, like I've seen only one video caught of a skinwalker, and it looked just like that dog man.
I mean, I guess it's possible. I guess dog skinwalker almost would be easier to believe than like a whole other separate entity.
Yeah. Because they do take over something else, humans included. So if they can take over a human, they can surely take over.
I mean, that makes sense.
A critter, yeah. So I do believe he exists. I think the government, I think they know more than they're saying. Because I think, and in the reality of the government, they're looking at it this will create sheer panic if we tell people there's a dog man like creature out there, but he's really not a man. You know what I mean? He's really not a man. He's really, but he stands up bipedal, so you're going to call him a man.
Yeah.
Right. And he's got long fingers, so you're going to call him a man. So people would like really freak out. The reality of it is they would. So I can kind of see why they wouldn't say anything.
That's why they try to hide everything, but everyone knows
Yeah.
about it. You're not.
Yeah, I mean, aliens, we've all been saying, like, dude, I mean, it, it may not be the little green thing or the grays with the big eyes and the line for a mouth, but when you look up in the sky and it's unidentified and it's flying and it's an object, that makes it an unidentified flying object. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the little grays or the little greens or.
Well, and everything else, anyone who spends any significant time in the woods has seen everything else, so you're not hiding that either.
Right. I mean, that's what I was saying. I feel like more people are coming out with it, but their stories are all the same, which would do credit to them because everybody's story is the same. He's 6 to 7 foot tall. He's hairy.
That, or they all just heard the same bullshit on YouTube and they're all regurgitating the same nonsense.
Right. And so my thing is go put a trail camera back there. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But I do think it is out there.
I believe it. Yeah.
I do think it's out there. And even if, and with this being said, I hope the government leaves it out there unless it is killing people or hauling people off, leave it be. I don't see, I mean, maybe the government knows about it and just monitors it like it would be if they need to monitor a bear, and put a bracelet on it or something. Maybe they just monitor them, which is fine, but don't capture one and try to study it where it's
I'm
at.
sure they already have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't I think that's sad. I mean, that's fine if you want to discover it, but let it be.
Yeah.
Because when you start
I agree.
screwing with it, then that's when it can't take care of itself anymore. You've captured it and now it can't do what it knows to do. So, but that's how I feel about the animals. But I think we will end it tonight. I will try to maybe find some more about him. I want to, I don't know if this will happen. Tomorrow is the anniversary for the Watts. It's 8 years tomorrow.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people are like, well, don't do anything because everybody's going to be going live. Just, be respectful to them and not go live. But I don't think it's disrespectful to go live for them if you just kind of want to go live and talk about them to remember them. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. But tomorrow is the anniversary for the Watts. People who have seen this have only said they've seen it. Nobody has said they were attacked. Right. Yeah. Nobody was attacked by it. It was just like curious, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. 8 years. Can you believe it? I know.
Well, this was another great episode. I had a lot of fun, even though I'm not entirely convinced on what we just watched, but I had a lot of fun. It was another great episode. And
I mean, if I was watching it to be convinced, I probably would not. I would be like you. I wouldn't be convinced. But I do feel that that's why I did the card pull, because I wanted to kind of just get a good idea just of my own if he exists, and I think that he does. But if I just looked at those videos, the only one that would convince me would have been the first one.
yeah, that one was by far the best. But
Yeah,
either
yeah.
way, it was super fun. I always have a good time over here, and appreciate you inviting me again.
Yes, I'm glad you came up. Yes, I have heard from Wolf. She texts me every day. She's still in the hospital. She's going to be there a little bit because her lungs were so bad and she had a collapsed lung. So they're going to keep her there for a little while. But she's doing a little better. A little better. It was a good stream. Something different. But I'm glad Casey joined me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Once
of
again,
course.
Cher left us alone and we got,
Well,
but that's okay. That's okay. She will have to rewatch it to see what we did.
and then she'll be mad at me.
Oh well.
I only talked about orgies once, okay?
What Claudia said? I know she was in bad shape before she went in. Yeah, she did have a collapsed lung and she's got bronchitis, so they kind of want her to be close to an emergency room if she has any more issues with that. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we do pretty good together, I think. We do. Yeah. We have fun together. Yeah, I heard from her this morning, but I haven't heard from her. Like sometimes, bless her, because she's not probably, in and out of it sometimes, or not even, because when you're in the hospital, you don't have a sense of time really, And sometimes she'll send me messages like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I get them like the next morning. I get them the next morning, but that's that's all good, and I just send her messages back. But yeah, keep praying for her for sure. Well, I will let y'all know if I go live. I don't know if I will or not. I may just post something, but yeah, in a couple of hours, like 2.5, 3 hours, Shanann will have landed, or will have walked into her home, and I don't know how many times we wish she hadn't have.
Right.
Don't walk in there, Shanann. Just turn around. Don't walk in there. But her kids were there, so I get it. She's not a good patient. No, she's not.
Let me know, I guess, whatever you decide to do that. I don't know. I haven't talked to my co-host very much today. I guess she was busy. I don't know if we're planning on anything.
Okay. Yeah, because if
my
y'all
video
are, I don't
will
have
be.
to. If y'all are, I don't have to go live. So
Yeah.
I mean, I won't go live if y'all go live.
We'll make the announcement, I guess, as soon as we know, but I will have a video going up in the morning.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot for like 9 my time, which is like noon East Coast time, somewhere in between that for everyone else. So yeah, I guess keep an eye out from that, and I'm sure the Funhouse will be live again soon, and I'm sure I'll be back over here talking about whatever we decide to talk about.
Yep. Yep. Who knows what we'll talk about next? I don't know if we're going to go the cryptid route, keep going there, or I don't know. We'll have to see. I got a new case I want to do a reading on that sounded really interesting that I found while I was doing this. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it'll be good. We'll talk about it.
Well, like and subscribe and keep an eye on everyone.
Yep.
And
Keep
go
an
buy
eye
a
on
t-shirt.
it. That's right. Go to the merch store. We got some new stuff in there.
We do.
Go. We'll get some Barnes and Noble Crime Time shirt. There is Share shirt.
I'm pretty sure I made a mug.
Mug. Okay. And Cher's got shirts in there. Of course, Seafowl's got shirts in there.
Yeah, we
Hold
got
on, wait a
all
minute.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. So go in there and find you a shirt, and they are comfortable. They are comfortable. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate all of you mods for being here, hanging out. Y'all could have been anywhere, but you come and hung out here, and I appreciate it. I will talk to everyone later. Thank you, Casey, for being here. I'll talk to you, I'm sure, tonight or tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
or both. So,
Yep. Have a
night,
good night. It
everyone.
was fun.
Yep, it was fun. Thank you for being here.
Bye,
Good night,
guys.
everybody. Bye.